believe in yourself, to believe in one another, man, that's fundamental to being alive.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for Ted Lasso's most uplifting, life-affirming words of wisdom.
You beating yourself up is like Woody Allen playing the clarinet. I don't want to hear it, all right? So just, knock it off.
We're favoring the moments when the endlessly optimistic coach inspires, comforts, or encourages over his equally iconic puns and playful one-liners. Number 20. I envy your ability to change. The line lands as a joke when Rebecca reveals she has switched her favorite color to green, but it quietly anticipates Ted's larger struggle in home.
I finally watched Breaking Bad. Hilarious. And,
Come on, 3 seconds.
I've recently switched my favorite color to green.
And I envy your ability to change.
Thank you.
Back in Kansas City, he's built a life centered around his son Henry, yet his attention keeps drifting toward coaching. When Rebecca, Keeley, and Higgins arrive with an offer to lead AFC Richmond's new women's team, the possibility of returning to the sport becomes impossible for him to ignore.
I can't take the job. I gotta stay put. This is home.
Sometimes home is just a state of mind.
His admiration for Rebecca's tiny reinvention becomes unexpectedly revealing. Change is easy to celebrate in others and much harder to embrace ourselves. Sometimes, growth begins with allowing ourselves to want something new. Number 19. Doing the right thing.
Dubai Air is owned by a horrible company. One that has turned the southern coast of Nigeria, my home, into a hellish, fiery swamp. I can no longer wear their name on my chest.
Sam Obisanya's brave stand transforms a sponsorship crisis into AFC Richmond's clearest test of character. After learning that Dubai Air's parent company has polluted the Niger Delta, he covers its logo on his jersey and worries that his teammates will resent him. Ted answers with this beautifully uncomplicated reassurance, refusing to treat conscience like a calculation.
How you feeling?
Good, I think. I just hope the rest of the team is not upset with me.
Hey, doing the right thing is never the wrong thing.
The line matters because it does not promise safety, approval, or victory. Richmond actually loses the match, while Sam still faces the press. Yet Ted's support helps create space for everyone else to choose courage too, from the Nigerian players to Jamie, whose decision brings the entire squad alongside Sam.
A toast to Sam, who did something incredible tonight. Little Nigerian stole my thunder. No, but seriously, to Sam.
It is a compact reminder that integrity may cost something, but compromise charges interest. Want to make the right choice for your next watch? Scan the QR code on screen and join MsMojo's 24/7 live stream for non-stop pop culture fun. No moral dilemma required. Number 18. The right idea.
Richmond have been mired in a run of poor form, and you have to applaud Ted Lasso's efforts to try something new. But this, what's the word I'm looking for, Chris?
Sucks, Arlo. The word is sucks.
3 goals down against Arsenal, AFC Richmond reaches halftime with its shiny new system looking like a spectacular misfire. Rather than panic, Ted tells a ridiculous story about cycling through ill-advised facial hair before landing on his signature mustache.
Coach was right, though. Not a good look. Not on this face. So I shaved that puppy down right into a Foxworthy, and I never looked back. Point is, a lot of times the right idea is just sitting behind a couple of the wrong ones.
The point gives Jamie enough confidence to voice the insight he has been holding back. The team should stop playing to him and start playing through him.
I should be here, right? Let Danny go up front, move Colin over there, Richard there. So stop going to me, right? And start going through me, all right? That's total football.
That adjustment helps Richmond produce a dazzling second-half goal. Ted's wisdom extends far beyond soccer, validating the awkward drafts, failed attempts, and embarrassing experiments that often precede a breakthrough. Progress rarely arrives fully formed. Sometimes we have to clear away the almosts before recognizing what works.
By slowly but surely building a club-wide culture of trust and support through thousands of imperceptible moments, all leading to their inevitable conclusion. Total football.
Well, how about that?
It's gotta work.
Number 17. Day-old rice. Even a basic training instruction becomes memorable once Ted raids the refrigerator for an analogy.
Let's go, gather up. Come on now. All right, fellas, you gotta remember your body is like day-old rice. If it ain't warmed up properly, something real bad could happen.
Addressing Richmond during training, he compares unprepared muscles to leftovers, prompting Sam to volunteer an extremely graphic food poisoning story.
One time, I was being sick, and at the same time, I was having diarrhea.
Yep, that'll happen.
Danny naturally responds by marveling at the human capacity to be sick from both ends at once, and Ted calmly praises his perspective.
So, fellas, we all know speed is important, but being able to stop and change directions quickly, well, that's like Kanye's 808s and Heartbreak. It don't get nearly enough credit.
The exchange is ridiculous, but the advice underneath it is wonderfully practical. Take preparation seriously, whether you're stepping onto a soccer field or tackling an ordinary day. Ted never needs sternness to make a point stick. By wrapping sensible guidance in an image nobody could possibly forget, he turns looking after yourself into something communal, funny, and refreshingly free of macho posturing.
Oh, it's like that now, huh? Heck with both of you guys. Gonna focus up here on practice. There you go, Danny, dig in, baby.
Number 16, choose to forgive.
What you looking for up there, Jamie?
I'm looking for my dad. I can't find him. It's freaking me the out.
Yeah, I get that. It's like when you don't know where Freddy Krueger is.
Jamie Tartt's history with his abusive father James has shaped much of his emotional journey. After an injury sends him to the sideline during Richmond's match against Manchester City, he searches the stands for James but cannot find him. Ted recognizes that hatred is no longer helping him and suggests a radical alternative.
You know, Jamie, if hating your pops ain't motivating you like it used to, it might be time to try something different. He's forgiven.
Jamie protests that forgiveness would reward the man who hurt him, but his coach reframes it as something reclaimed for his own peace.
How you feel?
Yeah, I feel good, coach, yeah.
Yeah, see, the talk helped, right?
Mostly the painkillers and the adrenaline, I think, but yeah. Talk helped, yeah.
The advice neither erases the abuse nor demands reconciliation. It simply offers freedom from letting James dictate his emotions. Jamie returns and scores against his former club, helping Richmond secure the victory. Sometimes moving forward begins when we stop waiting for someone else to deserve our healing. Number 15, never give up.
Ah, yes, Jamie. You know, my wife and I really thought he and Amy were meant for each other. But no, he won't be coming back to Man City. We wish him luck.
At rock bottom, Jamie Tartt learns that talent cannot protect him from the consequences of treating others badly. After Manchester City rejects him and no other club will take him, he asks Ted for another chance at Richmond.
Just wondering, like, what the chances were of me coming back to play for you at Richmond.
I don't know, Jamie. You burned a lot of bridges over there.
Look, coach, I need Richmond.
And Richmond needs you.
Ted initially refuses, while Sam objects, having experienced Jamie's disrespect firsthand. However, Sam's bond with his father reminds Ted that Jamie never had the same support.
Sam just reminded me that he himself has got a great dad. Not everyone has that. And isn't the idea of never give up one of them things we always talk about in sports, and shouldn't that apply to people too?
Although Beard and Nate oppose the move, Ted argues that perseverance should apply to people too, framing second chances as faith in someone's ability to grow.
All right, Diamond Dogs, as canines, we are supposed to lack opposable digits, but right now I'm gonna ask you thumbs up or thumbs down.
Number 14, every choice is a chance.
Morning, Susan.
Oh, are you all right, Ted?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure about that?
After Trent Crimm's article exposes Ted's panic attack, honesty becomes his first priority with Richmond. He admits the players should have heard the truth from him and plainly calls his silence a mistake.
Y'all found out about something from somewhere when you should have found out about it from me first. But I chose not to tell y'all, and that's dumb.
Rather than dwelling on what he can't redo, Ted focuses on the opportunity he surrendered, building greater trust with his team. His apology models accountability without self-pity, excuses, or blame. More importantly, it transforms regret into forward motion.
Because every choice is a chance, fellas. And I didn't give myself the chance to build further trust with y'all. To quote the great UCLA college basketball coach, John Obi-Wan Gandalf, it is our choices, gentlemen, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities.
We cannot retrieve yesterday's decisions, but we can let them guide us toward better action today and far beyond. Number 13, listen to your gut. Rebecca Welton faces a decision that neither logic nor longing can settle alone.
Sam's a really great player.
One of the best we got.
But do I want him to stay because of my feelings for him?
Good question.
I mean, we really work great together.
After telling Ted about her relationship with Sam, she admits that Edwin Akufu's offer has made their future harder to assess. Ted refuses to prescribe an answer, instead encouraging her to consult both instinct and emotion.
You just listen to your gut, okay? And on your way down to your gut, check in with your heart. Between those two things, they'll let you know what's what.
His advice respects the complexity of choices involving love, opportunity, and possible regret. Rather than forcing one part of herself to overrule another, he suggests clarity emerges when her signals align. Sometimes wisdom means trusting the conversation already happening within us.
Same time, same place last year, you dropped another truth bomb on me.
See you next year.
Can't wait.
Number 12. Success is not about wins and losses. It's established early on how selfless Ted Lasso is. And this is one quality that helps him win people over.
Oh, no, I know Trent. Yeah, he's a tough cookie.
Ready?
Yeah, but that's okay. You know what you do with tough cookies, don't you?
No.
Dip them in milk.
Not long into Ted's tenure as the Richmond coach, Trent Crimm, the tough-as-nails reporter for The Independent, is commissioned to write an up-close and personal profile on him.
Do you feel it sends the right message, having a party after a loss?
Well, Trent, I've never really concerned myself too much with wins and losses.
Now, that's a quote I'll probably use.
The two have an eventful day, culminating in a super spicy supper at an Indian restaurant. Crimm thinks it's irresponsible of Ted to coach a sport he knows nothing about. But Ted assures him, in between fire breaths, that success means something different to him.
Me? I love coaching. Now, I'm gonna say this again, just so you didn't think it was a mistake the first time I said it. For me, success is not about the wins and losses. It's about helping these young fellas be the best versions of themselves on and off the field.
It's a moment that changes Crimm's perception of Ted and assures us, the audience, that the first step in achieving our goals is being our truest selves.
And it ain't always easy, Trent, but neither is growing up without someone believing in you.
Number 11. They need to believe in themselves.
I do love a locker room. It smells like potential. And am I getting notes of Axe body spray?
One of the major themes of the show is the power of belief, whether that be in oneself or in the collective strength of a team. It is so central to Ted Lasso that it literally hangs over the door of his office. When team owner Rebecca gives Ted a tour of the club, she shows him an old picture of the stadium, adding that people claim to still see ghosts from that era.
Yeah, some of the locals claim they still see fallen soldiers wandering around the pitch.
Ooh, that's spooky.
Oh, do you believe in ghosts, Ted?
I do. But more importantly, I think they need to believe in themselves.
Ted's response proves that a belief in one's own potential is far more important than anyone else's validation. This he later points out to Nate when he's insecure about the strategy he suggests.
Tricky time hearing folks that don't believe in themselves, so I'm gonna ask you real quick again. Do you think this idea will work?
Yeah, I do.
Whoa! Why are you screaming at us, Nate? We're right here!
And even though that belief may be crooked, all that matters is that it exists. Number 10. Rom-communism.
I'm sorry, Roy. But I came here tonight because when you realize you want to spend the rest of your life coaching with somebody, you want the rest of your life to begin ASAP.
Please stop.
You complete our team.
You're an arsehole.
Well into the second season of the show, the Richmond team is still struggling, mostly due to a lack of effective leadership. Ted makes the team re-watch their recent loss, hoping that they'll be able to learn from their mistakes, but this only results in them pointing fingers at each other. Ever the speechmaker, Ted informs the team of his new worldview.
If all those attractive people with their amazing apartments and interesting jobs, usually in some creative field, can go through some lighthearted struggles and still end up happy, then so can we.
It's a beautiful reminder to always stay positive even in difficult times, because more often than not, things tend to fall just in the right place.
Gentlemen, believing in Rom-communism is all about believing that everything's gonna work out in the end.
Number 9. The wisdom of age.
Easy now. Coach, tell these boys what the first rule of my fight club is.
No fight club!
No fight club.
One of the most prominent conflicts on the show is one that's as old as time itself. The conflict between the young, super striker Jamie Tart, and old, midfielder, later turned assistant coach Roy Kent. During the charity auction, Ted puts both players at the same table in a bid to mend their fences.
Well, hey, you don't need to be best friends to be great teammates. Think about Shaq and Kobe, right? Lennon and McCartney. Heck, even Woody and Buzz got under each other's plastic.
Wasn't Woody made out of cloth?
Yeah, I appreciate you, Nate, but now's not the time. You know what all those dynamic duos had in common? Mutual respect.
This initially doesn't go well. until Ted points out to Roy that he was once young and arrogant just like Jamie.
You know how they say that youth is wasted on the young? Well, I say don't let the wisdom of age be wasted on you.
All he does is plant a seed of mentorship in Roy's head and watches it germinate. We're all a lot more similar than we think, even with people we do not like. And while we may not agree on everything, we can at least be respectful of each other.
I just came up with that. I feel pretty good about it.
Number 8, taking on a challenge. On the surface, the premise of Ted Lasso is simple. A fish-out-of-water coach travels across the world to take on a job he has zero knowledge and experience for. Classic comedy trope. But it's also much more complex than that, and nothing more perfectly encapsulates that complexity than this.
Are we nuts for doing this?
Yeah, this is nuts.
Hey, but taking on a challenge is a lot like riding a horse, isn't it? If you're comfortable while you're doing it, probably doing it wrong.
While on the plane with Coach Beard as they head overseas, Ted notes that stepping out of one's comfort zone can be quite scary, littered with enough stress and anxiety to fill 2 internets.
How about I go ahead and address the larger than average elephant in the room?
No, I have never coached the sport that you folks call football.
At any level.
Jesus.
And heck, you could fill 2 internets with what I don't know about football.
But sometimes, a little stress is what we need to perform at our very best. Ted lets his vulnerability shine through every step of the way in his new job, and is a great example to emulate because only when we're vulnerable are we able to find our true voice.
Going out to the pitch, the grass here, to watch practice.
Training. They call practice training.
Oh, it's vernacular. It won't be tough. You know what? I'm gonna get it though, because training makes perfect.
There you go.
Number 7, things that make you cry. Season 2 starts on a pretty tragic note. Danny Rojas takes a penalty kick during a game and accidentally hits the Richmond mascot Earl, sending it to dog heaven. At a press conference afterwards, Trent Krim, the Independent, asks Ted about the unfortunate incident.
Well, when I was 3 years old, I got attacked by our neighbor's dog. I don't remember it happening, but my mother said it was pretty scary, you know. I do remember being afraid of dogs while growing up, though.
Rather than pull out a clever response from his bank of eternally optimistic responses, Ted proceeds to tell a moving story.
Then in high school, our neighbor, Mr. Grady, well, his wife passed away. And he was real sad about that, as you can imagine. And he just kind of stopped taking care of their dog. Same one that bit me.
About being terrified of dogs after getting attacked by a neighbor's, but later loving and caring for that same dog, before sadly having to put it down.
It's funny to think about the things in your life that can make you cry. Just knowing that they existed can then become the same thing that make you cry knowing that they're now gone.
Dealing with the loss of a loved one is always traumatic, but Ted acknowledges that their presence in our lives certainly helps us grow.
I think those things come into our lives to help us get from one place to a better one.
Number 6, being alone and being sad.
And I want you to be grateful that you're going through this sad moment with all these other folks.
The first season of Ted Lasso takes the Richmond team on a roller coaster of events, capping off with a last-minute pass by former teammate Jamie Tart and rival club Manchester City in their final game of the season. Naturally, the team is crushed. The faces of the devastated players and fans likely mirror those of the audience.
We may not have won, but y'all definitely succeeded.
Ted walks into the downtrodden locker room and reminds the players how important it is that they have each other to lean on in this collective moment of sadness.
Because I promise you, there is something worse out there than being sad, and that is being alone and being sad. Ain't nobody in this room alone.
Ted also rejects the idea that hope is what destroys us, arguing that it's the absence of hope that truly does the damage.
I think it's the lack of hope that comes and gets you. See, I believe in hope. I believe in belief.
Number 5, weakest moments.
Look, after we came in, Nate had to hide under my desk here for like 3 whole hours while we were all hooping and hollering and celebrating all around him. Then, once we all split, he thought he was in the clear, and boom, cleaning crew shows up.
When Coach Beard strongly opposes Nate's return to Richmond, Ted responds by showing him the security footage revealing that Nate hid beneath his desk for hours after tearing the Believe sign.
I don't know about you, Coach, but I hope that either all of us or none of us are judged by the actions of our weakest moments, but rather
by the strength we show when and if we're ever given a second chance.
His appeal about second chances carries special weight because Ted once extended that grace to Beard after a serious betrayal. Recognizing the parallel, Beard visits Nate, shares his history, forgives him, and offers him work.
Monday, 10 a.m.
The moment argues that redemption does not erase wrongdoing. It asks whether someone can be more than their lowest act when given the opportunity to change. Number 4, be curious, not judgmental. In what is arguably one of the best scenes of the entire show, Ted agrees to a game of darts with Rupert, proposing that if Rupert loses, he will forfeit his seat in the owner's box. Rupert takes him up on this, oblivious of how seasoned a dart player Ted is.
Oh, wait a second. I forgot I'm left-handed. Oh, it's gonna be a hoot.
Although initially losing, Ted recounts this rather impressive story about a Walt Whitman quote he once saw painted on a wall.
You know, Rupert, guys have underestimated me my entire life. And for years, I never understood why. It used to really bother me. But then one day, I was driving my little boy to school, and I saw this quote by Walt Whitman. It was painted on the wall there. It said, "Be curious, not judgmental." I like that.
This made him realize that the guys who underestimated him made wrong assumptions, instead of actually getting to know him.
Because if they were curious, they would ask questions. You know? Questions like, have you played a lot of darts, Ted? Which I would have answered, yes, sir.
He then hits a bullseye and wins the game. Curiosity may kill the cat, but the satisfaction of knowledge will always bring it back. Number 3, change can be scary.
Fellas, we're broken. We need to change. And look, I know change can be scary. 1 minute, you're playing freeze tag out there at recess with all your buddies. Next thing you know, you're getting zits, your voice gets low.
The 5th episode of season 1 sees Ted having to make 2 difficult but important decisions about his career and his marriage. On the pitch, Jamie remains as arrogant and self-centered as ever, to the detriment of his teammates. This leads Ted to make a highly controversial decision to substitute him right before halftime, even after scoring both goals for the team. In the locker room, Ted highlights to his players how important it is to embrace change in order to make progress.
Most of the time, change is a good thing. I think that's what it's all about. Embracing change. Being brave.
His decision pays off as Richmond wins the match without Jamie. Ted also realizes he needs to embrace the change in his marriage and eventually makes the painful yet admirable decision to let Michelle go.
I promised myself I would never quit anything in my life.
But you're not quitting, Ted. You're just letting me go.
Number 2, to believe in yourself.
All we need to win are the fellas in this room right now. And all you fellas need to do is believe it.
With Richmond reeling from defeat and Zava's abrupt retirement, Ted strips the team's philosophy down to its core. When the locker room sign begins falling apart, he tears it up, insisting that conviction cannot depend on something hanging from a wall.
Belief doesn't just happen because you hang something up on a wall. All right? Comes from in here, you know? And up here, down here. Only problem is we all got so much junk floating through us. A lot of times we end up getting in our own way.
He names envy, fear, and shame as the noise blocking people from recognizing their worth, their capacity for improvement, and their right to be loved.
Now, you know what I want to mess around with? The belief that I matter, you know? Regardless of what I do or don't achieve. Or the belief that we all deserve to be loved.
Crucially, his message embraces those who have been hurt and those who have caused hurt. The speech turns optimism into inner work, arguing that shared hope becomes stronger than any symbol meant to represent it.
If you can do that, if each of you can truly do that, can't nobody rip that apart.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are some honorable mentions. The best stew. After Nate apologizes to Colin, Ted sees that some problems can resolve with time.
Anything I need to address? Well, like I always say, sometimes the best stew
or the one you leave sitting on the stove overnight because you fell asleep watching Citizen Kane after too many beers.
You don't have to go through it all by yourself. After Colin comes out, Ted shows that real support means making sure no one feels alone.
We care about who you are and what you must have been going through. Yeah. But hey, from now on, you don't have to go through it all by yourself.
The harder you work, the luckier you get. Ted believes effort can invite good fortune.
Already burning the midnight oil, I see, Ted.
Well, as the man once said, the harder you work, the luckier you get, huh?
Girl, listen. During Rebecca's dating update, Ted learns support starts with listening.
Rule number 1, even though it's called girl talk, sometimes it needs to be more like girl, listen. Got it, learn on the fly here. Come on, hit me.
Don't sell yourself short. When Roy downplays his talent, Ted reminds him not to undervalue himself.
I don't know why. I've been around great athletes all my life. Heck, Roy, you're a great athlete.
Nah, not like Zava.
Oh, come on. Don't sell yourself short. If anything, sell yourself tall and get it altered later.
Before we continue, check out this single from MsMojo's Audio, Songs from Iran, reimagining Persian melodies as modern rock, metal, and pop songs. Check out the full track and album below. Number 1. Be a Goldfish. One of the surprising stars on Ted Lasso is the young right back from Nigeria, Sam Obisanya.
I heard my name.
The player from the Nigerian Football League has trouble fitting in with his new teammates. A newcomer in a foreign land, much like Ted himself.
Well, we know you haven't been home in a while, so we thought we'd bring some home to you.
You guys, man. Is she gone?
After getting shown up by Jamie during a training session, Ted awkwardly tells Sam not to let mistakes weigh him down and to let them all go, just like a goldfish.
You know what the happiest animal on earth is? It's a goldfish. You know why?
No.
It's got a 10-second memory. Be a goldfish, Sam.
Once Sam is able to do this, he fits right in with the rest of the team, eventually rising to become one of the top scorers and a pretty influential player, gaining his team's support on his Dubai air protest. Ted even calls back to his goldfish advice in the first season finale after the team's devastating loss.
Let's be sad now. Let's be sad together, and then we can be a gosh darn goldfish. Onward, forward.
Which Ted Lasso quote has stuck with you long after the final whistle? Share the words you live by in the comments.